Greetings, true believers. Joe Pal Spider-Man. Hey, Cadre, it's KJ here. This will be my third video for today. Just got done uploading my recent mail call video, and this one's gonna be a little bit different for the Cadre. This is the start to the TSC Hot Pepper Challenge. So I've been growing some hot peppers in my garden, and I decided to have a little fun with this. I've done a hot pepper challenge before where I've eaten a few peppers and gone up the heat scale to see, you know, how hot you can get. I did it with my kids. You know, they participated, ate little slivers instead of eating whole peppers and whatnot just to try them. But we got all the way up through habanero. I ate a whole habanero before. My kids, again, they had a little sliver, but I don't even know that there was much of a difference because it affected them about as much as it affected me, which is a lot. So I'm growing habaneros. I'm also growing Trinidad scorpions, which is, depending on who you ask, the third hottest pepper in the world. I'm sure there's probably some other varieties that maybe snuck in and bumped it down a little bit, but it's still freaking hot. So this will be the start of my video where I start on the lower end. I'm going to be doing a video for each level. I've got 5 different levels that I'm going to go through. And I'm challenging the Cadre to also do their own hot pepper challenge videos. So if they step through and add some videos, then I will step up mine. So that's how it's going to work. So I just kind of wanted to show you the different peppers that I've got growing. First of all, these little guys, purple bell peppers, and for some reason there's some red ones growing on them too. I don't think these ones are gonna turn purple. I think these ones might stay red because usually they go right from green to purple. Somebody told me that these have a little bit of heat to them, but I don't think they do. I usually just cook with them, so I haven't really eaten one raw, so I'm gonna do that real quick. But I also got these, they're kind of like little Anaheim peppers or little like wax peppers. These definitely don't have any heat to them. So I'm just gonna it's got just a smidge, like barely anything. It's pretty much just like a bell pepper, just not quite as meaty. Most of them on there are yellow. A few of them are started to turn red. I'm just curious if the flavor changes. So it is a little sweeter. So I'm gonna try a little piece of this purple one. You can see it's green on the inside, just like a bell pepper, but purple on the outside. Nothing, no heat at all. That's even less hot than the other one was. So bell peppers are baseline. That's like 0 on the Scoville scale. There's no heat to them whatsoever. I also want to take a piece of this red one and see if that's any different. I've got a little teeny one here. Again, this came off the same plant, so there's no heat to them. Now this is a weird one. I actually don't really know what this one is. My plant isn't doing very good at all, and it's just producing little teeny peppers. I think these are supposed to be regular bell peppers, but for some reason it's just not producing, and they're kind of coming off small. So I just wanted to get one of these and try a little piece of it just to see what it was. Yeah, no heat at all. That one's even sweeter than the purple pepper, so that it's just a bell pepper. Okay, so now the heat. So these are Serrano peppers. If you buy Serrano peppers in the store, chances are you're gonna be buying green ones. Some of mine have started to turn red. So this is where I'm gonna be starting off for the heat scale. And that will be today's video. I'm not going up any hotter today, but we will be progressing, and then My next video will feature these interesting little peppers. So these are Bolivian rainbow peppers. They're also called ornamentals. People mainly just grow them just to look at them because the bushes just get full of all these colorful peppers, and so the bush looks really cool. They are spicy. They don't really have a lot of flavor, so people don't really use them to cook with that much. I've put them in some of my salsas just to add a little bit of flavor to them. But I think mainly just people either grow them to look at the plants or they'll use them as a garnish or something. So they're just ornamentals, but these are supposed to be slightly hotter than the Serranos. So this will be my next step up. Now after that, these little devil horns are Thai chilies. So if you've ever had Thai food, this is the chili that they use to season Thai food. Now, I've seen people eat them when they're green, but typically when I've seen them in the stores, typically they're dried. So I think they grow them until they turn red, and then they pick them up and then they dry them. And so typically when you're buying Thai chilies, you're buying the dried ones, and they're usually always red. So this is the first one that I've gotten off of my vine that has started to turn red. It's got a little dark spot on it, so I'm not sure what's going on with that one, but I'm hoping that by the time I get to these, or I might just wait on these until they do turn red, because I do want to wait until it gets red before I eat these ones. Those are, so the Serranos are around, I think 10 to 20,000 on the Scoville units. The ornamental peppers are supposed to be 10,000 to 30,000, so could be the same level, could be slightly hotter. The Thai chilies are 100,000 on the Scoville scale, so much hotter, 10 times hotter than the Serranos, up to 10 times hotter. Then we come to these bad boys. These are peach habaneros, called peach, not because of the taste, but because of the color. Really hot, really good. What I really like about the hot peppers, like the habaneros, the ghost peppers, the scorpion peppers, they have a really, really, really good flavor. Very smoky tasting. So we'll talk more about these specifically later. I just kind of wanted to introduce these real quick. Those are going to be around 1 million, right? No. 100, I forget. Habaneros are like 100,000. I forget exactly. We'll go back to that. It's in the thread. Now these little devil spawns are the scorpion peppers. So see, they have a really unique little fold in them, and this is kind of like the little scorpion tail coming out. These suckers are hot, really hot, like 1.2 to 2 million on the Scoville scale, somewhere in there. It can vary depending on your growing season, your amount of water, the soil, lots of things factor in them. That's why a lot of these peppers have a range. So those are the peppers that I have, and that's what I'm gonna be working through. But today, we are gonna start with the Serrano. So I just picked the biggest Serrano that I have. So my rules for this, you gotta eat a whole pepper. So you can take it, you can cut off the stem and just pop it, or you can just bite it off the stem. And you gotta chew up the whole thing, you gotta swallow it. As soon as you start chewing, your timer starts. You gotta suffer through it for 10 minutes with only having water. If you want any relief at all, it's gotta be water, nothing else. Once you reach the 10-minute mark, if you want milk, if you want ice cream to try to soothe it, I don't think I'm gonna need anything for this. I don't even know if it's gonna last 10 minutes. When you're on the lower end, jalapenos or serranos, sometimes those won't even last 10 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with this. I'll start my timer. My biggest thing with peppers is I hate getting that heat right in the back of my throat. So I really want to try to get the whole thing down, swallow the whole thing all at once to minimize the time it's in the back of my throat. Because I don't mind the heat level and I can withstand the heat level pretty good. But when it gets to the back of your throat and it makes you cough, I hate that. So my cat is up here messing with the peppers. So while I was chewing it, it was nice and green tasting. It wasn't like a jalapeno, which I don't like the taste of jalapenos really. If they're cooked, it's one thing, but I really don't like the taste of a raw jalapeno. And so that's one reason that I skipped it. I've got a prickly sensation all over my tongue. It's definitely hot. It's nothing that I can't withstand. But there's a prickly sensation all over it. It just feels like little needles like poking in and out of your tongue. Definitely warm feeling. As I swallowed it, I got a warm sensation down my esophagus. And the flavor was good, and to me, much better than a jalapeno. But I did want to point out one thing, since I was looking down at this and I could see this. If you don't know, a lot of people have heard that the hottest part is in the seeds. The hottest part of a pepper is the seeds. And so if you're cutting up a pepper, you want to make it a little less spicy, cut out the seeds. That's not true. These little membranes right here, that's actually, I think, the placenta of the fruit. So that's what the seeds grow on and are attached to. That whitish membrane in there, the placenta, that is where the heat is. That is where the majority of the heat is in a pepper. So if you want to get rid of the heat in a pepper, like I would make, I use these in my guacamole a lot, the Serranos. And if I'm making it for other people, I don't want it to be as hot. So I will slice those open and cut out these little membranes. So that way you get the flavor of the pepper, you get some heat from the fruit and the skins, but you don't get the majority of the heat that's in these membranes. So if you want to get rid of the heat, you're just going to want to cut that part of the membrane out. Again, if you're working with super hot peppers or any peppers really, wear gloves while you're cutting them open, because the capsaicin, the hot part, is an oil, and if it gets on your hands, it's really hard to wash off. You're gonna want to use some good dish soap to get it off, but it'll get on your hands. If you run your hands under water, it's not gonna do anything. The oil's still gonna be on there, and then if you touch your face, touch your eyes, it's gonna hurt later. So you want to make sure that when working with hot peppers, you're careful. And like this, if I were to touch this and then touch my eye, it'd burn really good, really bad, really. So just don't mess with the part that's open. So I've been going for 4 minutes. This obviously it's not going to get any worse than it is right now, and it's not super hot to me. I eat these all the time, so I can keep talking for 6 minutes if you want. But so if you go to the challenge, like I said, the challenge is to go 10 minutes. But if you know you hit the 5-minute mark and you're on a jalapeno, you're on a Serrano or something, and you get to this point and you're like, well, obviously I can go the whole 10 minutes without getting milk or some sort of relief other than water. I mean, I'm definitely not gonna have anything really to drink to take care of this. It's so mild overall. I mean, it's the, I'd say the prickly sensation has gone down. Now it's almost just like a raw sensation on my tongue, almost like I'd been licking sandpaper or something. It just kind of has that overall, just a uniform, raw-ish kind of feel. Like, I mean, it's burning, but I don't want to say it's burning because it's not super hot, but the prickly sensation is definitely gone. Initially, when you first get hit, it's that prickly sensation that you're feeling, kind of like little needles, but that is pretty much gone. So yeah, so that's my challenge for the first part of the thread, and will be looking forward to somebody else contributing. And minimum level for entry is you got to do a jalapeno. Nothing lower than that is even worth doing. I mean, what's below a jalapeno is like a peppercini or something like that, which, I mean, people eat on their pizzas all the time. There's really not much to them. A lot of people eat jalapenos all the time. Some people think jalapenos are really hot. So, I mean, if that's where you peak out at, and you want to do the challenge, and you want to contribute and be a part of this, and you do a jalapeno, and you're like, this is it, this is all I can do. I'm doing my one video, and this jalapeno is it. That's fine. Sure, we've got plenty of people on the forum that are gonna eventually play into this. So if you do your jalapeno and you're done, that's cool. I'm definitely gonna move up to the next one for my next video. 6.5 minutes right now. It's definitely, it's cooling down. So if one person makes one video, then I will make my second video. And then after that, it's 2. So after my second video, if 2 people make a video, I'll move up to the next one. Then it's 3, then it's 4. Now if somebody wants to just match me and go straight for the Serrano, then I will obviously, if they've matched me, then I have to go up. But I do want to get a lot of participation out of this. So I hope that everybody kind of just goes with the flow here, and maybe if I go all the way to the end, I hope people still want to contribute and still want to be a part of this and see how far they can go with the peppers. I know if you go to the stores, you can obviously find jalapenos, you can probably find Serranos, may or may not be able to find Thai chilies. That one's kind of iffy. You can find them dried, but the fresh would be more preferred. And most likely you can probably find a habanero. Unless you have a specialty market or you know a grower in the area, you're probably not going to find ghost peppers, scorpion peppers, anything like that. Carolina Reapers, probably not going to find anything like that in the store. They usually don't carry them because they don't sell them enough. But habaneros are pretty common. I've bought them at Walmart. I've seen them at the grocery stores, so that's going to be pretty easy to find. But I know, like Don mentioned something about going to, I think like an Asian market. If you got an Asian market nearby, they probably do sell Thai chilies and probably do have some of these hotter peppers. So if you got specialty markets, you can go see what they have, and maybe you're gonna find something different that I don't even have, and that's cool too. If you find something that's different, post it, and we'll look up the Scoville units and see where you're at in the scale. And if you go above and beyond something, then that's the same as matching me. I'm gonna have to go and pass that one on the challenge too. So I'm almost at 9 minutes. So I got just 1 more minute to go. It's pretty much all subsided. There's a little bit on the very top of my tongue, but the uniformity of the heat is all gone. I said it was initially when chewing it up, it was a very, I won't say very sweet, but it was a very green, fresh kind of taste to it, which I really enjoy. I like putting those peppers in my guacamole. I think it gives it a good flavor and a decent level of heat. 9.5 minutes now. So yeah, that's the challenge. I encourage all of you to check it out and be part of this. Just for fun, just see what you can do. There's lots of pepper eating videos online. If you look up Ghost Pepper Challenge, you look up Carolina Reaper Challenge, look them up on YouTube, watch them, they're pretty funny. I love watching those videos and just the hilarity that ensues when people eat them. So I'm sure my videos are gonna get much more interesting the hotter I go. Like I said, this is pretty baseline for me, so it's not really hot. For me, depending on your heat tolerance, I mean, I eat hot sauce and salsa every single day, just about. So that it's really no big thing for me. But if you're not a hot person, then this might be a very hot pepper for you. So just give it a try. And 10.5, woohoo, made it. So I will get this posted and challenge somebody else to take the challenge. Like I said, jalapeno or hotter. If you want to start hotter, that's fine too. And we'll see how far we can take this. So if you're watching this on YouTube, it's a weird video from a shaving channel. But if you want to participate, join us on the Shaving Cadre and find the thread, and would love to see your video. So I'm Spider on the forums, and we'll see you all later. Bye.